Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sportscast. I'm your host, Stephen Avalos, alongside my dad.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about baseball real quick. You know, we got some unfortunate news. The A's have been eliminated from the playoff contention after losing to the Seattle Mariners for the 12th straight time this season.
But you know what? Honestly, their season ended weeks ago when they played the Giants, and it's been a sad ending to the year because they just didn't have it, offensively or defensively.
Well, a couple of days ago, I saw a post from the A's beat writer Martin Gallegos, who wrote that if at the time that the win streak was 10 for the Mariners, or the A's losing streak, if they just split it, they would have had first place of the wild card.
Well, dude, all the games we lost in the last couple of innings because our bullpen couldn't hold five or 6 run leads.
Or hitting as well. Hitting also blew plenty of games.
Yeah,
Bullpen was more recent, but can't ignore how much hitting lost us some games.
Yeah, but it was a sad ending.
Yeah, Giants right now, just to go to them already, they have their magic number for the division is 3 games. And Dodgers, they're still going to make a good push for it. They're winning right now against the Padres with a good lead, and they should close it out.
Yeah, we're speaking on Thursday right now.
Yeah, so after today, it's going to be 3 games left. So by the time this comes out, it'll still be going on. It should be either tomorrow or the day after that this should come out.
It might go down to Sunday.
No.
What?
I thought you were talking about the division. I thought you meant when this comes out. The video.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it could become really close. But as long as the Giants can win today,
yeah, Giants have a 2-game lead right now with 4 games to play.
Yeah, it should be fun. And we actually might update you real soon because they're in the bottom of the 9th right now, looking to walk off against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we'll let you know. And
they've won. The Giants have won the last 2 games all year against Arizona.
Yeah, having them in your division really helps out. It helps everyone. But anyways, though, anything else going on with baseball? I know the Braves just clinched their division.
And the Cardinals had won 17 in a row.
Yeah, it just ended, but it was
ended
enough,
yesterday.
It was enough to clinch playoffs.
Yeah, so they had a hell of an ending. Right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yep. And Astros actually just won their division as well.
Boo.
Yeah, bummer. Tampa Bay secured the best record in the American League. And like I said, it's going to be a while till we find out who's going to have the best record in the National League, as it's still between the Giants.
If you consider three days a while.
For people that are really
anxious.
Anxious.
Chomping at the bit.
That's how I am with football. I get anxious over every game.
Oh, yes, you do.
And I do look forward to the postseason. Hopefully we get something out before it starts. That way we can have our own stat sheet for that. A bracket.
Yeah.
That would be fun to do. Hopefully, as long as it doesn't end with the Astros winning.
Yeah, next week.
I'm fine.
I'm sorry. Next week we're going to do a grade on all the positions for the A's and the Giants.
Yeah, so it might be a little bit more of a baseball oriented episode.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but is that all we got?
That's it. Let's go to the results of week 3.
Yep. So week 3 went on. As usual, a pretty good week. I know, honestly, there can't be a bad week of football for me unless it involves the Raiders losing, and I do terribly in not my bets, but my calls, my picks. So, first off, there was Carolina and Houston. Houston was favored by 8, and they were able to win. I believe it was 24-9.
24-9.
And so it hit the under and got that. We won't go over the picks already. We'll just say how we did for the week. But anyways, Washington.
Any notes on that game?
Houston looks like a team that could fight for the first half, but that's it. Their
Yeah.
O-line isn't good, and their coaching is terrible. Once David Mills was able to get it going, they just stopped what it was that helped him out. It's like, okay, let's not do what's working for him. And he got hurt, it looks like. He took some nasty hits. Carolina's defense looks pretty good. Darnold, he's still having some mistakes every now and then, but he still looks like a much better quarterback than he was in New York. Of course, it was New York, too. It's not that hard. Any notes do you have?
Houston is pathetic.
McCaffrey. He got hurt.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt some fantasy owners, but it doesn't look as bad as what he dealt with last year, of course. Well,
that's pretty bad.
That's if he doesn't deal with any setbacks. Because that was a big problem as well. He had setbacks.
Yeah.
Washington and Buffalo. My note from that one is Washington's defense is not what we expected it to be. Just bad. Buffalo is they're back in now.
Getting in stride.
Yeah, they had a bad week 1, but they look like they should be fine and have no problem with the division whatsoever. Washington, you still might get second.
Next, we got Chicago against Cleveland. Cleveland beat Chicago 26-6.
It was more Matt Nagy versus Justin Fields. Oh my goodness, he could have killed him.
He got sacked
9 times. More than completions he had. He had 6 completions. That was rough to watch. Cleveland's offense wasn't that great. They still got 26 points in, but you got to score points when you always have the ball in possession.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt did well for me in fantasy, so that's a note I'll take. Baltimore and Detroit. Oh, jeez, that Detroit can fight. Excuse the cars going by, but Detroit is a team that can fight. You got to respect that, and they kind of got hosed a bit as well. Baltimore. They had the ball in midfield, and they went for one more play to get closer, but they should have been called for delay of game, which the refs...
Somehow the refs missed.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed delay of game. You would think there should be like a horn, kind of like in the NBA, how they have the shot clock. They should have something go off when it takes too long. You know what I mean? I don't know why they don't have that, why it has to count on the guy to miss it.
But how did that game end?
It ended with them being able to get close enough, just close enough for the game-winning field goal, which actually made history as well. Justin Tucker made it from 66 yards.
Hit the crossbar.
NFL record.
Yeah.
Hit the crossbar and still went in. It was amazing. And again, as a Detroit fan, we're not Detroit fans, but if you are one, sorry. That was really screwed up.
We got Arizona visiting the Jaguars. Arizona won 31-19.
Yeah, that one, it was like 19 to... Jacksonville was controlling the game for a little bit, but they just outplayed themselves, honestly.
Now, how would you mean outplayed themselves?
Well, I don't know how I meant that. They just they screwed it up on their own. It was a combination of...
They didn't need any help screwing up the game.
Yeah, although that one play though was really nice, the 109-yard return touchdown.
Arizona tried a field goal.
Yeah, 68 yards. Yeah, went pretty ugly, and they ran it all the way back. They had the lead. They still had it with I think like a 19-13 lead, I believe, and then Lawrence threw a pick 6, and they just ran away from there. Honestly,
we had the Chargers over the Chiefs in KC. Chargers won 30-24.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about Kansas City?
Not at all.
I gotta feel just a little bit. Because Mahomes, those plays are catching up to him, where he's doing all these, he's trying to be all acrobatic and such, and it's just not working for him. And actually, breaking news: the Giants just walked off thanks to Lamont Wade. That guy, when they got him, he's been great. And I know Marissa, if you're listening to this, you really missed out big time because you said he wasn't going to do much, or that
Marissa being wrong. I don't believe that.
She's also wrong about Kapler as well.
Yeah.
Got
you gotta talk about that next time she gets on.
Hope you're listening. But yeah, so now their magic number is 2 to win the division. But back to it though, Mahomes, those plays he tries to make the no-look passes, trying to make something out of nothing. Sometimes, it's just better off taking a sack or just throwing it away.
Right now, he's his own worst enemy. But I think he's learned from his mistakes, and he's gonna be a little bit smarter with the ball.
4 turnovers. Not 2 of them on Mahomes. 2 of them were on fumbles by other players. Clyde Edwards, the second time in as many games. And Chargers played really well. Herbert is great on third down. He got the job done, but 4 turnovers in Kansas City, and also their defense isn't that good. It has been like that for a while. They have some players that seem like stars, but they allow a lot of points, and they shouldn't.
Another road victory for the Saints. Saints beat the Patriots 28-13. A lot of road victories this year, this past week.
Yeah, New Orleans looked a lot better. Is this going to be like the Jameis Winston show where, week in and week out he's going to look terrible? Or
Live or die by Winston.
Yeah. He looked pretty good. He made one really crazy throw where the guy's in the middle of trying to take him down. And he just throws it. He's not even looking towards where he's going. And Marquez Callaway was there to make the grab. And they actually called pass interference on the defense. So, it made his catch even better.
Yeah, and the Patriots rookie quarterback is definitely struggling.
Oh, Mac Jones, yeah, he looked awful. And yeah, he's good on the short throws, but he can't go deep. And he got picked off multiple times. It was,
Atlanta won in New York.
Yeah.
Beat the Giants 17-14.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. My biggest regret in going for the over-unders.
You went over on that?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I thought it was because both defense would have been so bad. But big mistake on my part. My most regrettable pick overall, actually, of the week, just on the over-under. I got it right with who was winning. I got Atlanta on that one.
Another away team winning. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 24-10.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Oh, my goodness. They look like a shell of their former selves.
Roethlisberger should have never played. He was beat up.
Oh, they do say that there is some internal concern about him amongst the team. So you wonder where that might go, and if they should just simply give the job to someone younger. You still got, what's that one guy? I can't remember his name, but then you also have Dwayne Haskins as the third string. I'm pretty sure they kept him. I would have kept him, but I don't remember the other one's name. He was the one that had that whole dispute with Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name right now, but they might have to go to one of those two guys down the road, because either that or you draft someone, and I don't know what you're going to do. But, yeah, Pittsburgh, they could get last place in the division, or they should.
Possible.
Yeah.
Next, we have Indy at Tennessee. Tennessee won 25-16.
It was a close game for like a little bit, but Indiana's offense just does not have it. And
the 0-3 Minneapolis Colts.
Yeah, so Wentz, he's hurt, and he hasn't looked that good. Colts' defense is still not bad, but Tennessee's they look like
they got decent offense.
Yeah, and they look like clear favorites for the division. Moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders winning at home against the Miami Dolphins. This one, it was kind of had some similarities to the Ravens game. They started off down 14-0. So much looked bad. Andre James, we'll spend a little bit more time on this game here, but Andre James looked awful. He kept high snapping it or low snapping. It's like, you got to snap the ball. You're a center. Yeah, I know you're new to it, but you got to get used to these things quickly. And also his blocking alone is troubling.
Well,
he gets run over a lot.
The Raiders offense gave actual Miami their best offense. Carr threw a pick six, and the Raiders went for it on fourth down at the Miami.
No, it was in their territory.
It was in the Raider territory, 30-yard line.
Yeah, around there, 34, yeah. I think.
So come on, that's stupid.
Yeah,
and despite their mistakes, the Raiders won.
Yeah, Carr threw for over 350 yards again.
Ruggs looked good. All the receivers looked good.
Oh yeah, Ruggs is someone that he should be talked about more because
we should actually talk about him more.
Well, his route tree is increasing. He's doing well against top corners. The problem with him was that it seemed like any corner could shut him down because all he did pretty much was just run a go route. It's like, well, he'll be down there somewhere and all that. And they didn't really expand things for him. But now, Carr, it looks like he trusts him more, doing with these sideline catches. Great toe work because he didn't have that before. I think he had some mistakes in other games where it's like he just didn't know how to keep his feet in, but he made great catches doing that. And also a contested catch against Xavier Howard, who is an elite corner. So the fact that he did well against him is amazing. I'm really impressed with how he did. Bryan Edwards, again, in the fourth quarter and overtime, he was really good. He made a couple key catches.
Yeah, for the most part, they shut down Waller pretty well.
Yeah, but it's good, though, that they don't have to rely on him right now.
Yeah.
They don't have to
force
force
it opens up the other receivers as well, though.
Yeah, a little concerned for Kenyon Drake because it seems like they somewhat benched him for Peyton Barber because Kenyon Drake was missing some blocks in the running back spot, which, that's a big no-no for Gruden. If you can't block as a running back, you will likely get benched. And Barber came in. He ended up with over 100 rushing yards on, I think, less than 25 or 27 rushes, which is still really
averaged
good.
over 5 yards a run.
4.8, I think. But that's still really good.
Yeah.
He got a touchdown as well. And my biggest concern with that game was Gruden, because we had a 2-score lead. And what does he do? He puts
conservative.
Yeah, it's so readable too. Just run, pass, run, pass. It's
Would you call him the Trump of coaches?
It's just not good. He's not good. Moving on though, we got the Jets and Denver Broncos, a shutout, 26-0. Broncos, I don't know if to say if we can say
we don't know if it's the Jets are that crappy or Denver's a decent team. I have to think Denver is a decent team, and the Jets, it's a combination of both.
They're winning soundly. They are going against awful teams. Their opponents are combined 0-9, which is that's terrible.
Yeah.
But they are winning against them pretty well. Their games.
They're beating the teams they should beat.
But it hasn't come down to the wire either. It's been controllable wins. So that's something that people should take note of. They still have the NFC East this year as well, as do the Raiders. So, it makes things a bit easier for them as well. You wonder how that will go down the road. But I think they could be an 8-win team. I just don't see them doing much more than that. Or at least I hope.
We got Tampa Bay taking their first loss against the Rams in L.A.
I'm so glad I went with the Rams on this one. It's just their defense is really good, and their offense just gets better and better. And, I feel some concern for Tampa Bay.
And the Rams won 34-24.
Yeah, Brady, he still threw for like 400 yards, hard-earned yards. But, yeah, Matthew Stafford looked amazing. Deshaun Jackson had a really nice touchdown grab. Their defense looked good. And I think Los Angeles should be the favorites for the Super Bowl right now.
Really? That quick?
Yeah. Tampa Bay's defense doesn't look as good as it did before. They don't look like they can smother people as well. Of course, they've gone against good offenses as well, but they still allowed 25 to Atlanta, and that's a team whose offense has really looked bad.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks against the Minnesota Vikings. I think we might need to hit the panic button on Seattle. They're 1-2 already, and they've been favored in all their games. I don't know.
Maybe that's why you don't do the panic button.
It's concerning. Wilson, he's been looking good. Their defense, and they have good, decent first halves, and then it just fizzles out in the second half, and you wonder why.
Next, we got Green Bay at the Niners. Sunday Night Football.
This was a really good game, but really, Garoppolo didn't look that good. He was able to do better later on, but a lot of that was also due to penalties. There were some penalties that I thought were almost too helpful, and you can say that for the Packers as well. It was a poorly officiated game all around, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
And the Niners' biggest mistake though was not putting there was two mistakes: not putting Trey Lance in enough, because I think he deserves more playing time. I don't like this whole treatment.
I think they put him in just enough.
Yeah, but then they gave Rodgers too much time when they took the lead.
And Green Bay won that game 31-28 on a last-second field goal.
Yep. Actually, there was 4 walk-offs due to field goals this week or last week, which is pretty nice. Philadelphia and Dallas. What was the score on that one?
21-41 Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas, they look like the clear division winner in the East there. Philadelphia did not look good, and those other points they got were pretty generous.
Well, this week I went just for straight up. I went 11-6 against the spread. I went 9-8 over under 7-10.
Yeah, for me, I went 12-4 straight up, 11-5 against the spread, and 8-8 over under. Oof, that Atlanta, New York over under is not looking good. Marissa was 14-2. No, 13-3, 9-7, and 7-9. So that's straight up against the spread and over under. So my total record is 31-17. Against the spread is 23-24 and 1, and over under is 20-27 and 1. Marissa overall is 34-14 straight up, 22-25 and 1 against the spread, and 20-27 and 1 over under. So now we're going to go to our picks for the week. So first up, this one already happened, but we did have our picks planned out already. So it was Jacksonville against Cincinnati. Cincinnati was a 7.5 point favorite. Over-under was 46. So I went with the under, Cincinnati winning and covering. I just thought it was going to be a sound victory for them, but it was not. They still won, but it was only 24-21. And honestly, Jacksonville had a good chance to win. They made a big mistake when it was 4th and inches on the goal line. And I didn't mind that they went for it, but it was how they did. Having a draw play for Lawrence, I just thought, why not just give it to James Robinson and have an actual running back dive over? Because if you had an actual running back, I'm very certain he's getting through.
Yeah, but on the opposite spectrum, I thought the Jags were stupid not to go for the field goal. They got a team that's better than them. They haven't won a game yet. On the goal line, get the points. Get the points. You would have been up 17-0 at halftime, but they didn't get the touchdown, and they end up losing by a field goal.
Yep, it was a pretty Jags way to lose, and I was thinking that Cincinnati might have a chance to not contend, but they can look good for a little bit.
They'll look decent. They'll win half their games.
Yeah, but I see them as a team that might fizzle out because they should have beaten Jacksonville by more still. They had a lot of trouble on offense in the first half, a lot. Carolina and Dallas. We also got the under on that one too. That one, the total was 45, right?
46.
No, the total that it hit.
Oh, 45, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was 21-24.
Yeah, because I had the under on that one.
I had the over.
Next up, so for now going into Sunday's games, Carolina and Dallas. Dallas is a 4.5 point favorite, and the over/under is 50.5. So I have Dallas winning this one, but Carolina covering. I just think I think this is gonna be a pretty good game. It's gonna be a good match for Dallas when it comes to going against Carolina's defense, because that's a group that's looked pretty good so far. But I don't see why they would lose though. I think Carolina's offense won't look so great, especially with their first game without McCaffrey. They might be able to find something to do, but I'm gonna go with Dallas to win. Carolina will still find a way to make it a little bit close, and I have it going over 50.5.
Did you look at my sheet?
I did not.
Well, I had the same thing.
Any different reasoning?
No, I think the Panthers are still going to make adjustments without McCaffrey. And the Cowboys are good enough to win, but not by that much.
Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns against the Minnesota Vikings. Cleveland is a 2-point favorite. Over-under is 51.5. I think this one could be a shootout easily. It's interesting watching Mayfield and Cousins and shit, because both of them, I don't see them as QBs with legit gunslinger type arms, just because I don't think they go downfield a whole lot. You know what I mean?
I think the Browns are going to win because they got a better running game.
Oh yeah, I still have the Browns winning and covering on this one, and I have the over. But
I got the under.
I think it's going to be a lot of running though,
yeah.
And then because of the running, they'll be able to get some deep plays in.
And that's why I have it going under, because there's going to be so much running. It's going to take a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah. Detroit and Chicago. Chicago is favored by 3. Over-under is 42. I have Chicago winning this one.
What?
Detroit
after the 9 sacks?
But Detroit covering. So, it's like a
So you're splitting it up. Okay.
A little bit. But I just think Chicago has to make some adjustment. And when they had Andy Dalton, which, we don't know if he will be back yet, they looked better. Not saying that it was Justin Fields' fault. Matt Nagy has done a terrible job setting him up. But I also hope this isn't Nagy's last game as the Bears head coach. I hope to hold on to him just for one more week.
Why? Because the Raiders play him?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so kind-hearted. I got the Lions winning and covering, and I have it going under.
I have it going under as well. It's a really short to go under on it, but I just don't see how either team could score much. Houston and Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 16.5, and the over/under is 47. I am going to go with the over. I'm going with the over, yeah, and I'm also going with Buffalo covering as well. I can see Buffalo scoring in the 40s, similar to how they did with Washington.
Yeah, they're going to get the over by themselves. They're on a little bit of a roll. I do have Bills covering and winning and over as well.
This is a perfect team to go against when you're on a roll, too. So
yeah.
this could be just awful. But I think.
I think Texans have already thrown in the towel.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Buffalo can already score in the 40s. So as long as like Texans just get one touchdown in, then it'd be fine. Of course, that's if Buffalo does what I am thinking they'll do. Indianapolis and Miami. Miami is a 1.5 point favorite. Over under is 43. This one I might change my over under on it because I had this one going over, just because I feel like both offenses have looked really disappointing, so they might not even score that much. But I just have a feeling it could be one of those games where it becomes high scoring in the end, just because both defenses will be so winded. It happens, that's what happened to the Raiders defense last week. They looked really good, but because of those like 3 and outs that the Raiders did at the end of the game, they got gassed up. But I have Miami winning and covering on this one. I just think they're just a little bit better, and I think Brissett will make some adjustments. I don't think he was terrible last week. I thought he made some decent throws.
And he's a decent quarterback.
Yeah. I got
another week with the system under his belt. I think he'll be doing fine. I got the Dolphins winning and covering and going over. Under. Under. Sorry.
I have it going over instead. But Kansas City and Philadelphia. Kansas City is favored by 7. Over under is 54.5. I have this one going over. I could see because of the Kansas City defense not looking good. I could see Philadelphia being able to score some points. And all that, I see them getting a good 24 in, but Kansas City will be able to score a lot more. So I have them winning and covering.
Is Chiefs winning and covering?
Yeah, they haven't covered in a while.
Yeah,
I just think it's got to crack soon. They got to cover at some point.
I don't think this week. Anyway, I have the Chiefs winning and not covering. I got the Eagles covering the 7-point spread, and I have it going over.
All right. Next up, we got the New York Giants against the New Orleans Saints. Saints are favored by 8. Over-under is 43. I had the under on this one. I can see New Orleans doing completely fine. I have them covering. But I just don't think they'll score a lot. But Giants will also be able to barely do anything. You know what I mean? Like a 24-7 thing.
I think it could be 42-17.
I don't even see New York.
And I got the Saints winning and covering and going over.
Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans against the New York Jets. Jets are 7. Tennessee is a 7-point favorite, and the over/under is 46. I already got Tennessee. There's no brainer. Tennessee should be able to win this one, and they should cover. They're sure their defense isn't good, but Zach Wilson has been awful, and I don't see how he's going to take advantage of that. He should, but I just don't see it.
This is probably the easiest game of the week to pick. The Titans have a great running game, better than average quarterback. I got them winning, covering, and going over.
Next up, we got the Washington football team against the Atlanta Falcons. This one can be a snoozer, honestly.
I will bring my pillow.
Washington is the 1.5 point favorite, and the over/under is 48. Oh, I also have under on the Jets and Titans. Did you have yours listed?
Over.
Okay. I think Washington should win this one. I think I can see their defense having a little bit of a bounce back, despite what I was saying earlier, just because Atlanta's offense looks so bad. And Heineke hasn't looked too bad. I don't know. But I just have Washington winning this one.
I have Falcons winning and covering and going under.
I have it going under as well. I think 48 is too high. I don't know. I just don't see why it would be that.
And the only reason I'm picking Falcons to win because they're at home.
But Arizona and Rams next. Rams are a 4.5 point favorite, and the over/under is 55. I got the Rams winning this one. Sure, they're both 3-0, but Arizona they have some reasons to be 2-1 as well. They should have lost to the Minnesota Vikings 2 weeks ago, and they didn't have a good start to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't see how they can do well against the Rams. I think Rams should be able to win pretty well, and I have them winning and covering.
I think the Rams are on a little bit of a high. I think they're going to destroy the Cardinals. I got Rams winning and covering and going over.
Yeah, this should be an easy over. I don't see how this can be under.
Yeah, both pretty high-powered offenses.
Then Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco is a 2.5-point favorite, and the over/under is 52. I just am perplexed by how the Mariners, the Seahawks have been playing. They haven't really been looking good, and I don't get how exactly. They have good starts to their games, and then it just fizzle out. And so I'm just gonna go
another year older right now. The two main receivers.
Lockett and Metcalf. They're both dealing with
a
injuries.
little bit banged up.
That's not going to help them too.
But I got the Seahawks covering and the Niners winning and going under.
I have this Niners winning and covering and going under. Baltimore and Denver. Denver is favored by 1, and the over/under is 45. I have Baltimore winning this one. They have to make improvements. Jackson, hopefully he should be able to play. He hasn't been able to practice yet, so that's a little concerning, but I think he'll be fine. His receivers, though, got to step up. He's been making some good throws, but his receivers have hands of stone. They get Rashad Bateman back, though. I think they get him back, or they at least took him off of IR. I would have to think that should mean he's back, so hopefully he can provide a spark to the offense, which they will need, because Denver's defenses look pretty good. Of course, they've gone against terrible offenses, but, it still looks good. And it's going to be a good challenge for Teddy Bridgewater. I have Baltimore winning and covering, and the under.
I got the exact same pick. I just got through changing it. I did have the Broncos originally winning and covering. It's only 1 point, but I think they got the Jackson factor, and I think he's going to be the reason they win.
All right. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Green Bay Packers. Packers a 6.5-point favorite, and the over/under is 45.5. I have this one. I'll say I might change it to over. Honestly, I had this going under. What did you have it as?
I have it going over.
I'm gonna change it to going over as well, just because I was thinking that Pittsburgh's offense would be way too bad to be able to even score. But honestly, Green Bay is the type of team that could run the score a lot, so it might lower the margin of error for Pittsburgh to have to score anything to get the over on it. So I'll have this one going over, but Green Bay should be able to win easily. Pittsburgh looks so bad right now, and they might have to hit crisis mode early.
Roethlisberger needs another week to recover, and he's not going to get it.
Yep. Tampa Bay and New England next. Tom Brady's the big game.
What's it called? The feature game of the week.
Yeah. Tom Brady making his first ever appearance in New England as the opponent. It's going to be really interesting.
I think it'll be interesting in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think Tampa Bay's going to run away with it.
They're going to have a lot of highlights from previous years playing throughout the whole thing on NBC. The broadcasters are going to be talking about Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. They're just going to talk a lot about Brady and Belichick's history and all that. But Tampa Bay should be able to win pretty easily.
I actually hope Brady throws the ball right at the head coach of the Patriots, Belichick, and hits him in the face. And then after he throws it and hits him in the face, he goes, "Oops."
Tampa Bay is a 7-point favorite, and the over/under is 49. I had Tampa Bay winning and covering, and I'm going over.
Same thing.
All right. Now, last but definitely not least, the Raiders are going to be in Los Angeles to go against the Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite, and the over/under is 52.5. I have this one. This is an easy over for me.
I have it over also.
It's going to be really interesting because Carr recently talked about what it feels like to play against the Chargers in their stadium. Sales, there's a chance that 74%, over 70% of the fans there are going to be Raider fans.
But the fans won't be on the field. The players will.
Yeah, but it's still it makes a difference sometimes though when it comes to the
during the game, and you say that fan made a fantastic catch.
But the cadence. When they have to do audibles and all that, and they have to call the hike, that has an effect. It really does. But
regardless of your reasoning, I have the Raiders winning and covering, just because I said they were going to go 17-0, in a joking way. But I think they're going to beat the Chargers.
I have the Chargers winning this one. I think this is going to be a shootout, but it's going to end with the Chargers getting the ball last, and Herbert's going to find a way to help them win. Both games that we've had against the Chargers in the Herbert era, which has been pretty short, have both been games that come down to the wire. First one, it literally was like going to the final seconds where they were denied victory on a replay review that noticed that the ball actually hit the ground before it was caught and all that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, and that was like the last seconds of the game. And then the other one went into overtime where Chargers walked off with a touchdown.
Who have the Chargers played this year?
They beat Kansas City. That's really impressive. They beat Washington. Not so impressive. And they lost to the Cowboys. So it's a bit of a mix of things. But just being able to beat Kansas City will say something about your team. So I think...
well, you know what? KC kind of beat themselves.
Yeah, a little bit. But, a team needs to take advantage of it as well. How many times do teams give things away, but the other team just can't give it back?
Quite often.
Yeah. But either way, I have the Chargers winning this one. Really tight finish, but I also have them covering as well. I can see like Raiders having like a 3-point lead and all that, or something like that, and Gruden's gonna do something dumb, and Chargers take advantage of it.
Well, because you said that the Raiders are basically a home team, for them to be getting 3 points, which they are, is a good thing. I got the Raiders winning and covering. I think I already said that.
Yeah.
And
I got
going over.
Yeah, I have the over as well. So that concludes our picks for the week. Do you have a lock? We both kind of had Tennessee and Jets.
Yeah, that's pretty much a given.
Yeah. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed listening to this. Look out for my articles going on, of course, for the week. I got a couple things that should be coming out soon. I'm going to be talking about the how the AFC looks, because it's going to be like one of those ones that's like I hope gets a lot of attention. Where I talk about if the bar set for making the playoffs in the AFC is lower than expected, just because some contenders have looked pretty bad. Not bad, but it just seems like the road to the wild card doesn't look as hard as it did previously. And of course, it's only 3 games in so far, but just something that I think would be fun to write about. And keys to the Raiders winning on Sunday and on Monday, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy listening to this. Is there anything you want to talk about real quick?
Nope.
All right then. Good night.
Good night.